joined by geopolitical analyst Hussain Baqeri, live from Tehran. Thank you, Mr. Baqeri, for your time. So what message is Iran giving through these large-scale funeral ceremonies of Ali Khamenei?
Thank you very much for having me. The most important message sent by the massive presence of Iranian people at the ceremony is threefold, I believe. First, no power can force the Iranian nation into submission through coercion, military attack, or external pressure. Second, as we are in the month of Muharram, this nation has learned from Imam Hussein that the more martyrdom it endures, the stronger and more determined it becomes. And third and finally, this magnificent unity of the people and their support for their leader and political system demonstrated that the Islamic Republic of Iran has a far brighter future than many countries in the region without these kind of support and back of their people.
So do you think these massive public gatherings strengthen the legitimacy of this case?
Absolutely. Any government or political system ultimately depends on public support to reinforce its legitimacy. As we often say, a government is considered legitimate and credible only when it enjoys the backing of its people. Overwhelming public participation, as you can very clearly see on the street of Tehran, for last 4 days, the remarkable sense of solidarity and the unity displayed throughout the ceremonies over the past few days reflected the support and I believe one most prominent slogan that I have had these gatherings was the Pledge of Allegiance to Sayyid Mujtaba Khamenei as the country's new supreme leader. Supporters believe, and I believe the international community also believe, that this level of public backing will further strengthen the foundations of the state, the new leadership, and most probably the armed forces of the Islamic Republic of Iran as well.
Okay, and so how closely will regional powers watching these ceremonies, and what signals are they likely to take from them?
I doubt there is any more important event for the countries of the region to observe, study, and learn from than this ceremony. In many ways, it offers lessons that could shape or reshape their future strategic thinking and policy making. The central lesson, I believe, is that the nation's greatest source of strength lies in the resilience, unity, and support of its own people. From the perspective of many observers, this ceremony demonstrated how a country can respond to profound national loss by reinforcing internal cohesion and projecting, confidence about its future. Regional states may draw different conclusions from these events, but one message stands out: lasting national security, stability, and sovereignty are ultimately built from within, rather than relying on external powers whose support may prove uncertain in times of crisis. And this is, I believe this is the key sign that they have taken already.
And so do you expect Iranian government to adopt a negotiating position after the funeral period?
I believe that this question has two dimensions. The first is the position of the Islamic Republic of Iran has remained consistent before the establishment of the current leadership, before the martyrdom of Grand Ayatollah and offload. Unlike the United States, Iran is not on the negotiation position. From the very beginning, it has repeatedly emphasized principles that it says are rooted in its national sovereignty, national dignity, and strategic interest. From the outset, Iran has maintained that it does not seek to build a nuclear weapon. It has consistently stated that its missile capabilities are not open to negotiation. It has also maintained that its nuclear program nuclear program is intent solely for peaceful purposes. Finally, it has repeatedly declared that while it does not seek to initiate any kind of conflict or attack against any country, it will defend itself with determination if attacked. So, in my view, if core principle and negotiation position of the Islamic Republic of Iran has not changed, it will not change afterward. But the second dimension to this question, which is also very important, concerns a very significant public sentiment that was evident throughout the funeral ceremony, one that government will undoubtedly need to take into consideration. Many participants, the people of Iran, expressed the view that no government, leader, president, or superpower should be able to assassinate a supreme leader or highest religious authority of another nation and then face no consequences. One of the most prominent slogans I have heard, in all these days and ceremonies, while attending, closely monitoring them, has been the call for retaliation. In the eyes of the people of Iran and the people and the public, massive public you can witness through your screens, it was that accountability is essential. They believe that failing to respond would set a dangerous precedent. That's why the public demand for retribution, often described in Persian culture as an enmity within the family, which conveys a profound sense of having lost the head of one's family. And the resulting enduring grievance will further deepen distrust between the United States and Islamic Republic of Iran. Beyond political disagreements, I believe now we will go into a broader sense of philosophical, religious, political hostility, while also adding a powerful social dimension centered on the pursuit of justice for what they regarded as a national loss. They believe we have lost our father of the nation, and the people responsible for this should not go unpunished.
Thank you. And so why do you think Mujtaba was absent from the funeral?
There is two main ideas behind it. I'm quite not sure the real reason, but first was most important was the security reason. They believe that still, especially Israeli, spies are looking for the Sayyid Mujtaba Khamenei's place, and they are looking to somehow assassinate him, since they believe that if we assassinate Mujtaba Khamenei, the loss would be unbearable for the Iranian, and it could divert all the negotiation and to take the regional countries on the verge of even the collapse. So the main concern was the security threat to the Ayatollah Khamenei. But also I have heard that maybe because of illness and the condition he's facing, he might be unavailable for at least 2 more months. But I believe, what I myself believe, is that the security is the main reason behind his absence of this very important procession.
And so what does the massive crowd along the funeral tell us about the sentiments of people in regards to Iranian government?
See, this funeral was no longer simply the farewell to one individual. This is what I believe. It represented the unity of an entire school of thought. Rather than symbolizing an empty loss, it represented a greater responsibility within. Yes, the loss was quite huge and big for Iranian, but at the same time, instead of being merely an occasion of mourning here, it embodied a greater hope for a greater future of the people of Iran, and perhaps for Muslims throughout the world. If I may add one final point, I believe every leader leaves behind a legacy after his passing. When I reflect on the life of Grand Ayatollah Khamenei, and on the manner of his martyrdom, I feel that his enduring legacy was the preservation of Iran's national independence, territorial integrity, and strategic self-reliance. I believe these massive funeral procession was much more than only showing the mourning, but a much brighter future for the Islamic Republic of Iran and a showcase for international media to see how the people of Iran are backing their government and leadership.